I'm David Hanel, one of the attorneys here at Fine, Bloom & Hanel. You've come to one of our websites, our traffic websites, and you may have an issue about your driver's license. Now obviously we're not the Department of Motor Vehicles, but we can advise you on what you need to do to try and get your driver's license back if at all possible. If you go to our website, fightyoursuspension.com, you will notice in the second paragraph there is a link to the Department of Highway Safety and Motor Vehicles website. From that website, you will be able to put your full driver's license number in, and you will be able to determine your status of your license and what it is that's holding you up if your license is currently under suspension. In certain circumstances, you're able to hire our firm. We are able to file paperwork and clean up some of those suspensions or those issues that are prohibiting you from getting a valid license. Nothing is more important than what would be referred to as habitual traffic offender suspension. This is a brutal law that was created years ago by the Department of Motor Vehicles, and basically what that does, if you become a habitual traffic offender, that means your driver's license for 5 years is under suspension. And oftentimes people call me and they say, David, I didn't do anything other than pay some citations. How did I end up with a habitual traffic offender suspension? Typically I will have somebody, when they call me up, will review their driving record, or they'll send me their driving record, and they'll say, what is it that I can do to possibly clear this suspension up? To become a habitual traffic offender in Florida, you either must have received 3 major violations within a 5-year period, and those major violations can include a combination of DUI and driving while license suspended. And of course, with driving while license suspended, there's 2 different kinds. There's without knowledge, commonly referred to as a civil infraction, and then there's with knowledge. That is a criminal offense. Not all major violations, if they're driving while license suspended, would result in one of the 3 major violations for purposes of HTO. What I mean by that is, if you had a driving while license suspended and you got adjudicated guilty, we'll just use the words or the terms ADJ, that counts towards a major violation. If adjudication is withheld, that does not count towards habitualization. That is not considered a major violation if it's without knowledge and adjudication is withheld. That's very important distinction, because in certain circumstances we're able to go back and get this disposition of this infraction amended from an adjudication to a withhold. The other scenario is a criminal driving while license suspended. You were pulled over by the officer thinks you had knowledge, although several times, many cases, my clients never get knowledge, but the officer looks in his or her computer and says, oh no, notice was sent out, you have knowledge. Well, it doesn't matter what happens to a criminal driving while license suspended, because even if adjudication is withheld, that's the magical words for no conviction under Florida law. If adjudication is withheld, that still counts as a major violation for purposes of the Department of Motor Vehicles in their scheme to try and make you a habitual traffic offender. Of course, if you're adjudicated guilty, that's a conviction under Florida law, which would result in you having a criminal conviction on your record. That also counts towards a major violation. So what I'm saying is, in certain circumstances, if you have received a driving while license suspended without knowledge and you went to the clerk's office and you just paid it because you thought that was the right thing to do in order to clean up your license, it's possible that we might be able to go back and undo what you have done by just paying the citation. Give us a call at 800-FIGHT-IT. I look forward to talking with you about the particular facts of your case, and I'd like to see if there's anything that we can do to keep you driving.